What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Buds, Bros, and Superheroes. Now, it's your first time coming to hang out. Let me just tell you quick what's going to go on so we can all be on the same page for the episode. The name Buds, Bros, and Superheroes act as placeholders for the sections of conversation we're going to be having today. So the Bud section is full of cannabis culture and news, and today we're going to be doing some reviewing. We've smoked a lot today. We've had a few different things on a few different levels, so it's going to be a fun discussion about that. In the Bros section, we're coming up on some Thanksgiving time. It'll be just a few days after this release is coming up on a Thursday, so we're going to talk about some memories, some weird traditions, different things like that. And then finally in the Superheroes section, talking about Scott Pilgrim, a movie I just realized is already 11 years old. Like, damn, did that happen fast. But it really still looks quite amazing after all these years. This episode, guys, we're going to welcome back Andrew. Dude, I just listened to our episode over, and I was like, I hope you come back in fucking May. Man, I'm happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in all these things, guys, Buds, Bros, and Superheroes is going to get started right now in the Bud section. So like I said, we also had you had a first today of going back, and we're going to try the Puffco. How was that, dude? Talk about that. Open up with that.
I like the Puffco. It makes me wish that I bought it. But I have like a dab rig situation at home, and like that was so simple and just clicked on. You just dropped it in and heated it. So yeah, I might look into getting one now. That's for sure. It was super nice, so smooth. Yeah, I don't know. I love it. It's sick.
It's funny, your phone vibrated, and I thought it was that because that's the way it indicates to you. That's kind of one of my favorite parts is, you just kind of double click it and it buzzes and it's like, all right, hold on a second. And then it buzzes again like, all right, go, go, go. And then it buzzes again like, hold on, I got to cool off. And it's like, great, I can do this. Like, this is awesome. Yeah. Whereas we talk about all the time with the torch, like, is it too hot? Is it hot enough? Am I not getting it hot enough? And then just not ever knowing where you're going and just having this do it for me was super duper nice.
Exactly. I've burned my throat so many times. I've taken like too low of a temp dab and like had to reheat it. The cleanup, it sucks, if you don't have like Q-tips or anything like that. But that was so simple. It was a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but I like it. We got a lot out of the little bit we put in there, which was cool.
I would say diameter is about the size of a standard can, and the height is maybe a standard can plus 4 inches at the top, give or take.
Yeah, definitely. Like right in your cup holder.
Oh, for sure. It can go in there.
Very chill.
We were talking about before going into it a little bit, battle scars from getting shit too hot, and just eliminating that at this source is also wonderful because the open flame just scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, and I've burned myself. I have a scar from burning myself on the banger, and I have friends that like have hurt themselves pretty bad on bangers. I'm so clumsy. And is that glass?
Yeah.
That's glass? Yeah.
Up top, yeah.
But I feel like it's be pretty hard to break unless you like hit something off of it. Like, I can't imagine even if you dropped it, it'd still be pretty solid.
Dropping it, for sure, I feel like it would automatically go for the base, and that would be the thing to break first of somehow in there because it is so bottom heavy that I don't see the glass hitting at all almost. It would almost just straight fall.
True.
And something like that would happen.
Right.
Kind of bring back what you mentioned. The only thing I found hard in cleaning it is sometimes getting what did you call this top piece? What is that called usually?
Like the carb cap?
Carb cap? All right, cool.
I think.
Like the top. I mean, bangers have them for sure as well.
Right.
But if you don't clean it pretty often, you'll get what I think is condensation of, the vapor coming up and then sealing it. Right to the top of that, dude. And there's times you go like this to try to get it off, and the entire thing from this, like the entire thing,
chamber comes off.
The whole thing comes up and off of it, and you're just fuck.
True.
So, kind of like a bong, I'm not going to listen to my own fucking rule, but I will say trying to do it more regularly will stop giant disasters in the future. And that's what I say to do, but I don't fucking do it myself, my bong's not the cleanest. It could be cleaner.
Right. Definitely. Do you like, that's the Puffco original, not the Plus?
Yeah. I think they just
or
call
the
it
Pro. It's not the Pro.
The Pro.
Do you wish you got the Pro or no?
Sometimes I have heard about it. The thing that I like the most is right now, even though, as you could tell, there's nothing hot about it. There's nothing on about it. No lights, no nothing, but it is on. And until I purposely turn it off, it will stay on, and then the battery will die.
Oh.
On the other one that we're talking about, the Pro or the Plus, then the one a little bit bigger and a little bit more expensive, it will eventually be like, oh, he must want me to chill out, and he'll just go to sleep, if you will. I like that. I like that this does have a session mode. So if you felt it as we were going, if you felt it buzz and I wanted to go, you just double click and it keeps the party going. With theirs, it's like, nah, dude, stay at whatever degree and we're going to dab for the next 10 minutes. And you hit it on your phone and it's just like, I will be exactly 400, whatever it needs to be.
Right.
I find that cool. Do I need that? No, because I find literally a little dab will do me.
I mean, that was enough. That was the sesh for me.
That was big.
I mean, we all got a puff out of it. That was,
So that was just on the red. That's the other thing. That's the difference of, I know I have 4 different heats. I don't know exactly what they are with this one, because the big thing about it is the Bluetooth technology with your phone. So I could be like, oh, green is actually this. And if I wanted even a little bit lighter, you know what I mean? You can
be like 400 or whatever, 450.
You think that's where it starts? Yeah, I have no idea. I was not saying numbers at all because I don't know how hot shit gets.
I'm not sure either, honestly. I thought it was around like that. Maybe that's too hot. I don't know. But that you don't know exactly what temps those are.
No.
For the 4 different ones.
Yes.
And red is the hottest?
No, it could go one hotter than what we had at white.
White.
So we were the third one up. And usually I only use white when I'm trying to... I told you there could have been a film right before we started our session. Like if I really want to burn the motherfucker out before I clean it, I'll go all the way white. And before is all the way done cooling, that's when I'll hit it with a Q-tip full of alcohol just to really get it going.
True.
And also, too, just to give a shout out to another coworker, he sent me this because we were talking about it. They're coming out with a new one, or they have a new one, the Peak Pro into Glow. That's right. Dude, look at this motherfucker. It's like purple and shit.
Oh, my goodness.
So from top to bottom, it's like purple and a little bit of blue.
The center. It's like spiral.
Oh, of the actual glass piece? Yeah, it seems to be, it seems to be like fucking textured, actually. Like,
oh, my God.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
And is that like pure aesthetic?
It must be.
Like a limited edition thing?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
It does. It looks so cool.
That looks
but
cool. It looks like futuristic.
Is it $449.99 cool?
No.
That's intense, dude.
That's if I had the money,
interest-free payments of $112.50, so that's kind of cool. But
that's better.
That's better.
That's more doable, definitely. But if I had the money, I would buy it. It's sick.
Yeah, because if you just get the Opal Peak Pro, that's $420 on the nose, and that it looks very similar, but the inside seems to have some sort of.
And the regular Peak Pro is $400. So you're paying $50 extra for it to look really cool.
Yep, that's exactly what it seems like.
I like that. That's not bad. People will pay that.
If you're dropping $400, what's
$50 to make it look like really cool?
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
So it does look cool. We'll give a shout out. Thank you so much to Nepa MMJ _Baker. Sent me that. We were talking about that at the job the other day. Cool guy. And that's also really good looking.
Yeah, that looks super cool.
Now, what we had in there was some Farm RX stuff. We had some Pot of Gold. How'd you feel about that?
I really liked it. It tastes amazing, especially out of that. I thought it tasted really good. It seemed a little... You said it was a sauce. It was a sauce.
Yeah.
Pot of Gold sauce. It seemed a little dry for a sauce, but I thought it tasted really good. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really chill. Yeah.
I have to give myself a knock on the head of dummies of just like, should have kept the box so we could read what was really doing it for us.
Oh, true.
I kind of thought it was going to be on the inside one. No, for Farmer X, it's on the outside packaging. Right. And I was just like a kid on Christmas, so excited to get it out of there. I think I just literally tore into it like a fucking infant trying to get into an Oreos.
Did you like that one?
Which one?
That was the Pot of Gold.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I am curious to ask you, though, about the dryness of it, because the only other one that I had that I actually had like 3 grams in a row of was the garlic cookies by Grassroots.
Yeah.
And that I kind of found this one to be even wetter than that. So I'm wondering like how dry that was, or like what's the wettest kind of stuff like.
I mean, a sauce should be pretty wet. even batters and butters should be a little wet if they have a lot of terps, I think. That seemed pretty dry. I've had sauces that are like goopy. Like it's like literally like picking up like jam. You know what I mean?
Whoa,
it's kind of
okay.
like that kind of feel. But no, I don't know. That seemed a little like drier. Have you had any other Farmer X concentrates?
No.
No, that was the first one.
Yeah.
Does it feel worth the price? Like taking the step up?
I think so. Just
Okay.
because we were talking about the smell, the aroma of it is really great. And then that also matches the taste,
Right.
which in my opinion is hard to do all the time. You'll smell something really good and you'll just be like, meh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just not there.
Mm-hmm.
I think also the piece helps. Having a clean chamber really helps bring out a lot of that as well.
True.
Maybe also having some sort of, not tolerance, but I built up. Like I said, I literally loved garlic cookies so much. I had 3 grams in a row.
And that was a heavy one.
Yeah.
Really heavy.
Yeah. Super, super.
Did that
but
kill
it
your
was
tolerance
nice.
a little bit?
Maybe, or what's the word that I'm thinking of? Oversaturated, like at the first one, I was just like, amazing. And at the end of the second one, when I bought the third one, thinking, oh, it's the last one. Who knows when I'll see it again? I was like, huh.
It wasn't doing as much.
Correct.
It was
So
that,
then
like, strain lock kind of thing.
strain lock. That's perfect. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. By the end, I was just like, okay.
It's something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something new. And now whether or not that's affected by the higher price or just if it is higher quality then too, but
And
it
it's
does smell so good.
so good. And it's $90 a gram, right? 89,
Yeah.
90-ish. For a live, I mean, that's a lot. That's hard to justify. Definitely. Especially with other brands like $20 cheaper. It's hard to get anybody to really buy those, Yeah.
Was that before or after the drop?
I'm not sure. That must be before the drop. I don't know, because I haven't really sold one. I don't remember what they dropped to. I can only imagine it being a couple bucks cheaper. Still $85 a gram is
Up there compared
that's up
to
there.
others.
Yeah, definitely.
So for some reference, what can you think of another one that would, if somebody's thinking about like 89, what's a cheap one then?
I mean, if you want to stick with live, Cresco has lives at like 65 now, which $20 cheaper. Gonna be pretty solid,
Especially when you can get a gram for that of flour in between. Like, that means getting flour or not in some cases.
Some brands, 65. Everything's really under that, I guess, at that point. But yeah, hard to justify that extra $20. But especially with it being so hit or miss, it's like you don't even know with a lot of strains in this program, because you can't see it. You don't know how it's going to be. You know what I mean? You're kind of it's trial and error, and it's hard to get somebody who is doing trial and error to spend $90 on something that could not work for them or not even be good. So
yeah, having an employee discount definitely helped bring that price down, where I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty manageable.
And every time I've got Farm RX, I haven't had like a bad experience. I don't think. It's always like, okay, I see. Like this feels like the top shelf, to me.
Yeah.
To me at least. I think it's worth it to, like, if you're going to spend the money and you want to get a good product for sure, it's probably a safe bet to go with them, with a lot of things.
I do, and I actually trust your opinion at this about work all the time, where you can obviously tell my ignorance of coming into this having 4 grams in all of a concentrate and 3 of them being the same fucking one, because I realize in life that I am that guy where it's like if I hear a song, I'm like, oh, that was good. And I'll listen to that motherfucker until I drive it into the ground. Ask my best friend Roy about that shit. And just like certain songs growing up, he was just like, don't you want to hear anything else on the CD? And I'm like, nah, just crank number 1 again,
Yeah.
Shit like that would happen quite often. So like I did that with the garlic cookies.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to kind of round robin and say is like, I trust you for that. So even if a patient comes in, it's like, what do you like? I'm like, Andrew, can you come and step in just because I trust your opinion? Want to spread that more here. So you already kind of gave a Farm RX review, if you will. But what's another kind of one for anybody who would come in like, I need something good? Kind of putting you on the spot, but what would you say right now?
What would you say? Like you're trying to get some flour?
Oh, no, I mean for concentrates.
For concentrates.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. If you were trying to do something live, you know.
Well, go ahead. What's that mean, man?
So live would be, they would just pull it straight from the plant, I'm pretty sure. And then cured, I guess, would be if they use like a secondary ingredient to get it or something like that. Live is usually
Some
just
sort of extractant process.
I'm pretty sure it's just not as good quality, I guess. You know, you don't get a lot of those terps usually in like the live. Most of the time I recommend Cresco because I've always had a good experience with them. If people are really looking into terps, like Farmer X usually has really high terps. Cresco usually has really high terps, like I mentioned. Rhythm has some really nice high testing, like cured crumbles and stuff like that. People seem to like those because they're usually really high THC, and like $60 for a gram it's pretty nice. If anybody's looking like the cheaper side, I always recommend Double Bear, their concentrates, you know.
They get me with names sometimes, and I often say, don't do that, but then I do it, you know, where it's like Princess Leia. I want to try it just because it's called Princess Leia, you know what I mean?
True. I haven't tried any of the grassroots concentrates.
That garlic cookies was really good, and there was another one that people just got really excited for that came in that went out very quickly as well.
Oh.
I can't tell you which one it is. We can get back to that at another point. But shit, yeah, somebody got it and then went back in and was like, look. And then all of a sudden it was just kind of flying.
Right. Yeah. My favorite concert that I've ever gotten was from Farm RX. It was like Appalachian Tree Spirit.
Whoa.
Live batter.
I
believe it was. Definitely a batter. And it was like 14% terps. And it was like super wet, super nice, tasted amazing. Probably one of my favorites. The last concentrate I got was Outer Space Butter from Cresco, and that one tastes amazing too. And I usually don't go too crazy into like sativas.
I was going to ask. Yes, that is true.
But that one was really good. I loved it, and I don't know. It just tastes so good.
I'll try that one next because I was looking at that the other day, and that one looked really good. I was comparing that to the Durban.
Right.
And I think the Outer Space just also looked really high in myrcene, where I was like, interesting. All right, let's try this out.
I want to say the first one I got was a Cresco one. It was a butter. Honeyboo crossed with lime skunk.
Ooh.
And like Honeyboo is like supposed to be like heavy indica, lime skunk, like sativa. That one tasted amazing because it had like the terpinolene and like the myrcene combo. So like I always thought terpinolene tastes the best of like all, or smelled the best of all like the terpenes to me. Every time I got flower with terpinolene, it's like, oh, like super like citrusy, floral, like kind of smell like really sharp, you know?
That's how I would actually describe this pot of gold, is super sharp.
Yeah.
I like it. I wish I kept that fucking box. God.
Was it terpy?
Yeah. I think when we were doing numbers, it was like 8% maybe.
Nice.
Because I was looking at that. It was me and another person standing in the back. Because again, you know, I'm not trying to say that I am very ignorant myself in it. I can read the box and understand it and help people make decisions. But like, what do you think? I didn't personally try it, blah, blah. So I was standing there like, what would you get today? And we were just looking at different stuff. And at the end of the day, I was looking for higher terps, and 8% was a lot. So I really think it's pungent and flavorful, which I was talking about. It's hard to get both sometimes. Like you can get something that smells super rocking, but doesn't always hit you like this one did.
Definitely. Is it lasting you a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the other great thing. And again, I'm not sponsored, though I would like to be, about this, is it just keeps going.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you could just kind of keep running it before it starts to get too filmy. And if you just keep dropping a little bit at a time, it's kind of like oiling iron, like I don't know, skillet, a skillet or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, you're supposed to keep those nice and buttered with fat to make sure that you don't ever clear off.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to make an analogy and it's not going well. Sorry about that.
I'll be sorry.
But it is good shit. We will be trying some other stuff. Oh yeah, we had some flour too. What were we smoking? Did I tell you? Oh yeah, shout out to PA Med Spoker 420, I think his name is on Instagram. Sorry, man. But he let me know we got some gelato jet fuel down at Ethos. Yeah. It's my first time there. Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
It was interesting. It was interesting.
Yeah. How did it feel different than what we do? Like the process? Was it like a line?
Yeah, I don't know if I was just busy when I got there, but imagine our place with like 6 people in it.
Yeah.
And like that first initial room is probably smaller than
okay.
ours even, which
Really?
you were like, really?
Yeah, that seems,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that must
definitely.
be really small. Yeah, imagine ours without that little recess in which you can go to the water fountains
right.
and maybe only 2 chairs.
Oh, okay.
So imagine it much thinner and just like a line of chairs and only people on one side. It was just a little tight.
right, and then they check people in and then just send them right through.
Just send them right through.
Right, and then you go get in a line.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can go
okay.
and get in another line and then
You're kind of waiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
so I had a to-go order, which is fine, but I wondered, we both know that sometimes you get people who just want to chat and look and ask questions. So I didn't see where they came in and out of or how that worked.
Oh, true. There's a big glass up.
No glass, no nothing.
Wow. That's interesting.
We do stuff a little weird, apparently, yeah, because I haven't seen our type of conditions, if you will, any other place, because sometimes when we're checking people in, they'll, like, just give you their ID and go and walk away, and I'll be like, what the fuck are you doing that for? Hold on, I'm going to give it back to you.
There's a lot of little things like that.
I go to other places, and they keep my ID where I'm standing there looking at them, like, give that shit back to me, and they're like, we'll give it back to you later, and I'm like, oh,
or like,
all right, sorry.
you have to show your proof to get the discount every time at some other places, and
Oh, yeah, where
Yeah.
we're just like, nah, once a year, we'll keep it on your profile until then.
Right.
Understood. Yeah, no, that is weird.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes as other things kind of come up and around of what we're doing at our place. But so far, things are a little bit different, and I'm cool with changes so far. Seeming to definitely help.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for the future.
Me too.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that for further episodes. We can definitely come back to that. And I don't know. But that just about wraps us up inside the bud section. Always want to know what everybody on the other side listening is smoking on. So be sure to drop a comment. Find us on Instagram, not on Twitter right now. They kicked me off. Can't fucking reset the password. So if you're hitting us up on Twitter, we're not there right now, but we'll get that shit going. YouTube comments, all that fun shit. We are going to now enter into the bros section where we're going to talk about a little bit of Thanksgiving. So we have that coming up as of now, as of recording exactly 1 week to the day. Just want to talk to you like, do you like Thanksgiving right off the bat?
I like Thanksgiving. Last couple years, I've just cooked for myself and like a friend, and I don't know. I'll have like a Friendsgiving with friends and stuff. But this year, I'm going over to my partner's families for Thanksgiving, so that should be interesting. Most of the time, it's just like me at my house, just making this huge dinner. But I don't know. I like cooking, so I probably will still do that as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is my second Thanksgiving in this house. So my first one, I didn't go anywhere. And I just made what I called a fast food Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So it was Kraft mac and cheese. It was stovetop. Like it was all boxed stuff. Mashed potatoes. The turkey I got was like a turkey roast, it's called, and it just comes in like a little heated pan that goes in the oven for like 4 hours or some shit like that, and it's already gravied up, and
Yeah, super easy.
yeah, it's like a loaf. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
okay.
It's not turkey, it's a loaf of something smothered in gravy.
Okay.
So that was my thing last year, and it sounded really good in my head, and at the end of the day, I did miss a traditional. So this year, I am looking forward to doing what I think is going to be the routine for Thanksgiving, because it's hard, like, finding that balance sometimes. So I think we're going to try to go to my house early for some sort of giant breakfast
Okay.
to watch the parade. You fuck with the parade?
The Macy's one?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't really watch it. It's not a tradition for me. Is that one for you?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
I love that shit. I still love waking up and watching that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that was never a tradition.
That's,
But
yeah.
I've seen it. I mean, but no.
I like it even now. And now it's kind of getting fucked up. I mean, I'm 31. I don't think I'm old, but I am in that point where I watch and I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, I know Al Roker. I know the people hosting, but they're like, and now musical guests. And I'm just like, who the fuck are they? But, Spider-Man still is in a giant balloon and he'll come down. The Red Ranger usually does too. And like the shit that excited me when I was young, I'm still like, look, it's a giant Red Ranger balloon. I'm like, that's
true.
fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, I've never really watched it. Like maybe like a couple times it's been on, but no, it was never like a thing to watch for my family or my friends or anything.
And then right after that, I don't know how long it's been going on or if it's whatever. The dog show comes on right after that.
Oh, the dog show.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
like a
the
national
dog show
of the world.
of at least the United States.
Oh, okay.
If at least us up to, I think it's like the Eukanuba, AKC, the American Kennel Club. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The AKC dog show and shit. And there's 5 different, 6 different, 7 different breeds. I don't know. There's like a working breed. There's a toy breed. There's like a hound breed, I think, and shit. And they're like, look at all these motherfucking dogs. And then some person's like, this one, and this one. And then they all do another lap and they're like, all right, this one's the winner. And they're like, okay. And then the shit happens all over again. And then at the end, it is those 7. They're like, that one's the best dog in the world. And we're like,
Do you watch that every year too?
I try.
Yeah,
I get such
it
a...
just stays on usually.
Oh,
as you're
yeah.
doing stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
Usually too, yeah, because for as long... I mean, no, not in Kenilworth. The previous town I lived in, like growing up in Garwood, though, we had a TV in the kitchen. And now in their house, now they have a tiny TV in the kitchen.
Oh, cool.
So usually my mom and I would be cooking and that shit would be happening and just watching. And the biggest part of it, you know, if we couldn't catch the whole thing or whatever, you know, it wasn't like, what are we going to do?
Right.
It was, however, for the last minute, spoiler alert, sir, I'm sorry, Santa Claus shows up.
Oh.
The one and only closes the Thanksgiving Day parade every single year is Santa Claus with Mrs. Claus and the sleigh and the reindeer comes down and he's always there doing his thing of like, oh, ho, ho, and shit.
Yeah.
And like that was the part that quote unquote meant something as a family unit because Christmas was really cool. And we're like, all right, it is Christmas season. You know, that time is upon us. It's Thanksgiving and shit.
Right.
So that's the part.
Is it the same guy every year, Santa Claus?
Dude, I wondered. I don't know. We should get some screenshots. I'm told that quite often. As quite a burly, grizzly man, my sister often says to me, if you go all the way white, you'll make a killing, dude.
As Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Dude, you should do it.
I would love it.
You would love it?
To be Santa Claus in the Thanksgiving Day Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade and this thing that I've been watching. Hell.
Cheering. Millions are watching you.
Watching me. Hell
Kids
yeah.
are like, that's Santa Claus.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, that's got to be a good feeling.
If I'm not mistaken, I kind of got a little bit of that of like my sister was with my second youngest, the middle child. And she said that they were talking about, oh, Santa's coming. And he just got quiet and he goes, because I was also coming there that day. And he goes, is Uncle Nick Santa Claus? And he just whispered really seriously to her.
What if you were? You're just like off duty right now.
Because I think the movie, The Santa Claus, also paints this picture of like an off-duty Santa Claus where
Right.
just around December he gets fat and white-haired and
Right.
Christmased up and he's ready to go. And all the other time he's Tim Allen and shit.
Yeah. Are you Santa Claus?
Dude, I'd do it. If somebody had to do it, I think I'd do it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah. That seems kind of hard, but fun.
Yeah.
But also, again, if we're going Tim Allen style, it doesn't
yeah.
seem like he does a lot.
No.
I just get to be magical and shit. That'd be fun.
That'd be sweet.
I also like, too, have you ever seen Rise of the Guardians?
Rise of the Guardians?
Yeah, DreamWorks made a movie out of it. It's even a book series.
No, I don't think so. No.
So the movie all centers around Jack Frost, but they have a Santa Claus figure in it, and he's just big, and he's all tattooed up. So he's got naughty tattooed here and nice tattooed here.
Wow.
So when he folds his arms, it says that, and he's just this big Russian guy. And just like running around with 2 swords and like the big kind of Russian fur hat and coat and stuff. And that version of Santa Claus, I'm like, I would totally be Santa Claus for that.
Cool. Yeah.
It is pretty dope. Another good tradition to definitely bring up in this show is the last minute errand. So if Thanksgiving was happening, some sort of family would happen, but it would always be great when other show co-host Brother Johnny was coming to hang out. And damn, dude, if we did not find something that needed to go get picked up, like, oh, you need that? We'll go, because we'd always have something rolled, and we would walk there and come back just higher than anything else, just going, is it time to eat now?
Definitely. Oh, yeah. I love smoking before Thanksgiving.
It's one of the best, dude.
Yeah.
It really is. Because it is awesome. Would it be awesome without it? Yes. Could I live without it? Of course.
Yeah.
However, we have it, and it's Thanksgiving. That's what I'm thankful for.
And I'm off of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's cool.
I also want to show you, have you ever seen the meme of like, hey, do you think we smell like weed? Nah, two motherfuckers who smell like weed.
No.
It's two guys or two people, really. I don't know. In that army fatigue stuff that goes past camouflage, and it's like wavy and it looks like bushes. So essentially it looks like two giant nugs of weed walking around.
True.
Yeah. I thought that's good enough. But like that's how I felt. Like we were like, oh, you think anybody knows? Nah, we're solid as hell. And then just we'd hit the side door and just be like, nah, they're back.
Yeah, right. Definitely, especially if you don't smoke or aren't around weed at all. I mean, it's gonna smell as soon as you like somebody walks by, you know.
Kind of backtracking and talking about work though, I do like that of like a new patient who's not familiar and they go, oh, it's quite potent in here, pungent or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, really? I don't smell anything anymore, you know? Sometimes when we're going in and out of drawers and like you get that waft in the face, you can kind of get something.
I was going to say, I don't really smell it as much anymore. The first like week I was there, I was like, wow. Like, it's like, as soon as you walk in, you smell it, you know? But now I'm just so used to it. I don't really smell it as much. Except like you said, when you open a drawer or like opening like a bin of something.
Yeah, that's really nice when that happens.
Like we have a huge bin of like a bunch of flour and you open it up, you're like, whoa, you know.
One of the vendors drops off in what are essentially giant Ziploc bags. And when you first open that motherfucker,
yeah,
super nice. I like that.
It is cool. What a world.
You have any good Thanksgiving? What do you like to cook? What's that word I was thinking of? Recipes. There we go.
Okay, definitely mashed potatoes. Gotta have mashed potatoes. I like to do like kind of a stuffing. Depends. I don't usually make stuffing. It's usually like box stuffing if I can find it. That's like vegetarian.
That's a good point to bring up for anybody listening. Yeah, you get to do fun stuff because you're vegetarian. So
right.
any I was going to say veggies out there. Any vegetarians who are listening, like you can totally get something right now.
Right. And then for like the meat, a couple times I did the tofurkey. I like that one. That one's pretty good. Also got like there's this one brand called Field Roast. They had like a celebration roast that I did one time. It's a little smaller, but like one or two people. It's nice. And then at least a couple veggie sides, maybe like a mac and cheese. I don't know. Pretty classic corn, probably.
You okay with box mac and cheese, or would you do a homemade?
I would do a homemade.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. I know how to make a decent cheese sauce, I think, for like a mac and cheese.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, if you're a vegan, then that'd be much harder. I wonder how vegan cheese would taste.
Not so bad.
No?
I don't think so.
I would try it if you made it.
It's different. It's different. You know, if you like cheese, it's definitely way different. Some of them are really close, I will say.
Yeah.
For sure. When I was first vegetarian, my ex-partner, she was vegan, and we would cook primarily vegan. And like I've tried making cheese, like cashew cheese, I think is pretty good, pretty close. Okay. I'm now currently allergic to tree nuts, so I can't have any more cashews, but I always thought that was pretty good. Daya, that's like a cheese kind of, or like a vegan kind of company. They had vegan cheese and that was like the main brand for a while, but like it has like a specific taste. It's kind of weird. Chow is a good cheese brand for vegan cheese. I thought theirs was like the closest I could find, especially for burgers, if you're trying to make burgers. But yeah, for Thanksgiving, it's just classic turkey or ham kind of thing, mashed potatoes, corn, stuffing, extras, carrots, maybe roast some carrots.
Yeah, I need some carrots.
Yeah, and then I'll get like the cranberry jam can thing. Do like a dessert. Pumpkin pie's easy. I don't know.
I fuck with pumpkin pie all the time.
Yeah.
I love me some motherfucking pumpkin pie.
Whipped cream.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I was sitting eating whipped cream just straight out of the can the other day. That and maraschino cherries. Like I wanted a sundae, and then I was like, I actually don't want ice cream. I just want the top parts. So I had like about 3 or 4 maraschino cherries. Like I'd put a cherry in my mouth. I'd squirt a little whipped cream. I called it an express sundae. It was like the pinnacle of fat, but I was also pretty happy as I did it.
Last time I had a whipped cream can, I didn't even finish half the thing. I just like jokingly was doing like whippets, and then joking whippets became into real whippets.
I want that on a shirt. Joking whippets became real whippets.
And then, I got like a half full whipped cream can. That doesn't work. But,
I did that at the very end of a whipped cream can for the first time. I don't think my wife had ever seen it. It was all the way at the end, and she goes to throw it on. I go, bro. And she looks at me like, the fuck? And I do, and I just like, and I hunch over to make sure I get everything out. Like, it looks super nefarious, but at the same time, like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And just, and she's looking at me, and I just automatically, dude, get the wobble. Just like, oh shit. And just, it right out. And she's like, what happened? I was like, it's a whippet. And she goes, what was that? And I was like, oh, it's a whippet.
Yeah.
I always think of two things when I think of that. Have you ever seen Waiting?
Oh, yeah.
Where Andy Milonakis and the other guy are just passed out in the freezer after doing whippets. Like the one girl's trying to make a sundae and it just keeps coming out. And she goes, freaking Nick and T-Dog. And they're just passed out. And then the other one is so much scarier because it's real life of Steve-O. That Steve-O, Jackass Steve-O, the rise and demise of his, that's what's his documentary is called, of him with a homemade whipped cream canister.
Right.
So for those who haven't seen it, it is just a giant canister, but you need little CO2.
Like nitrous tanks.
Tanks, sorry.
Yeah.
So if you don't put any cream in it, you just get a straight delivery of that. And it's him like putting one on, just, and then taking it off and putting a new one on without releasing. So it's like,
yeah.
And then
Super
him
dark.
Just shaking and like making this noise of like,
yeah. Oh God, so dark.
It is super dark. I'm so happy he's alive and doing so well.
Right. Me too. That documentary is so real.
Yeah.
I can't believe he filmed everything, that he did. But
turned out just being the best thing for, like, not in the long run, it ended up working out for him because now he makes a living off those videos and stuff like that, and showing like having a Steve-O YouTube channel, like the 10 times I fucked over my neighbor the worst.
Right.
Where other people fucked over their neighbor and just like don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he has all the footage. Yeah.
It ended up working out for him pretty okay.
Right.
I think he's also vegetarian now.
Yeah.
Right?
I think so. Right.
I wonder, because I'm pretty sure I heard him talking about what we were just talking about as well. What are they? Tofurkeys?
Yeah.
I have a story about that. Have you heard of, is there Trader Joe's out here? I think they're owned by the same people who's owned by Aldi. So maybe that's why there's no Aldi's in New Jersey and only Trader Joe's. I don't know.
I see.
However, family friends / like conservatives / vegetarians were like, Trader Joe's sucks because they throw shit out before the expiration date. And there's one by your house and we're going to pick up some Thanksgiving stuff that they throw out. Do you want to come with us? And I was like, all right. So we literally hopped a fence to like get these giant bags that were stacked by the dumpster of just tofurkey. I took home like 9 tofurkeys.
Oh my God. Did you like them?
They were okay.
Right.
It was.
If you couldn't have turkey, good substitute, you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. And now as my wife is a vegetarian, I wouldn't mind trying it again because some of the stuff that they do is amazing. Like that Dunkin' Donuts fake meat was amazing.
You like that? Did you try the Starbucks one? The Impossible. No. That one, I think, way better than Dunkin'. Even though like Starbucks still does like, it's kind of already like prepackaged sandwich. You know what I mean? And Dunkin' puts it together. That one tastes so much better. They still have it. Next time you're at Starbucks, try it. I'm saying you will not. I think it tastes just like sausage. I liked the Dunkin' one. I thought it was like kind of more filling and kind of like heartier, but I thought the Impossible one from Starbucks tastes way better.
Yeah, that's my problem. I'm never in a Starbucks. When I went to Wilkes, like Wilkes has one in their little community center kind of welcome thing. So in a pinch, if I couldn't run down to the Dunkin', I would go there, but maybe next time, because I know people at work are usually like, hey, I'm going there. Do you want something? Maybe.
Yeah, it's a nice little sandwich. I think it's dope. And Dunkin' doesn't have the Beyond Sausage anymore, which
Fuckers, yeah.
Because I was living on that for a little bit.
Same. Yeah, and I wasn't even doing it for anything other than I thought it was fucking delicious, especially really from Dunkin'. Yeah. Because Dunkin' to me, everything tastes the same.
It does.
Everything tastes exactly the same.
It has like I don't even know if it's like the frozen kind of like wrap, like, or like just the wrapper or what it is, but it does all taste the same. It's like no seasoning. All like has a certain Dunkin' taste. All the food.
Yes. Yeah, and I can't stand
Except the hash browns. Hash browns have always been pretty fire, I think.
Right. Maybe I'll have to give those a go and just double check them.
Double check. I think they're good.
Yeah.
If they're done right, I will say. I love the hash browns. And they're so cheap. They're like $1 or 89 cents or something like that. Yeah.
Now the final thing I want to talk about here is kind of on the opposite end of what is a tofurkey. Have you ever heard of a turducken?
No.
One year we tried it. Maybe it was for Christmas, but whatever. It's a turkey that has a duck in it. And in that duck, no, turducken. So it's a turkey with a duck in it, and in that duck is a chicken? Or maybe it's a turkey with a chicken in it, and in that chicken is a duck.
Okay.
It's one of those. The turkey's definitely on the outside.
Right.
And in between the turkey, chicken, duck layers are like some sort of Creole sausage kind of deal.
Nuts.
It was pretty insane. I do remember it being a big event, and I do also remember it being pretty good.
Was it good?
Yeah. However, I do also just remember having the same feeling that I feel like you're conveying with your face of like, ew, a little bit. Just like, that seems a little fucking excessive, no?
It does. It seems like a little too far.
Like, yeah. I mean, are we that much of carnivores that we really need 4 meats right now?
I need to take the bird and stuff it with another bird, but also layer it with pig and then stuff more bird in it.
I don't want my birds to touch. There has to be other white meat in between them.
It's also like when you're eating, it's like, am I getting duck or chicken or turkey? Do those flavor? Did they taste good together?
Duck 100% came through. There was no mistaking
that's like
that.
Gamey.
It's gamey, and sometimes it could be. It's definitely a fattier chicken or a fattier fowl. I mean to say, if it definitely, in my opinion, has that. Whereas chicken and turkey sometimes, especially if it's really white meat chicken, where I'm just like, no idea. No. I got nothing. Yeah, no, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, true.
But we only did it the once, and I would never do it again. I just love telling people about it, especially if they haven't heard about it, just to get that look of like, fucking really? America? Is that what we do?
Did it take all day to cook?
It was,
like 2 days? Wow.
Yeah. And now, too, really quick, if you'll, what's the word? If you'll bear with me, I do kind of want to know what they cost now.
You buy them pre-made.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you make them.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're pre-made, huh? Does this, like, where does that come from? Is that an American thing?
Yeah, you have to, they're pre-made. Yeah, I think you have to go pick them up. I don't know if they get sent there or if somebody else did. I don't know. So
did that come from, like, the
I remember
States,
going in, I remember going to King's was the name of the supermarket chain to get it. And in our town, that quote unquote meant something, or in our region, because there was only one. Like, there was a shit ton of Pathmarks and ShopRites and shit like that. But this was like the smaller niche global one. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's a chain, but at the same time, you can be like, you can go there and find weird shit like pastes and exotic kind of stuff, as well as your Pepsis and your Cokes and shit like that. But if you needed a goddamn turducken, you can also go there for some reason.
Okay. Wow.
Outside the United States and Canada, it is known as 3 bird roast. So no, it's not even. Good Luckin' is a traditional English variant replacing the turkey with goose.
Oh. Okay.
Gross.
That's like a weird British tradition to do something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So it's a deboned chicken stuffed into a deboned duck, further stuffed into a deboned turkey. So you have chicken and a duck and a turkey.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It might be a little too far.
So as you can see here, just the top one, turducken.com even, motherfucker. That's crazy. They have their own .com.
Literal, it's a brand.
That's crazy.
Oh, I didn't know it was a brand.
So go to turducken.com and you can see the layers of what goes on in between there and shit.
Temporarily out of stock. Too many orders.
We apologize for the inconvenience, but due to inventory shortages. All right, but will it tell me how much that it costs? Okay. Bringing you the best price on the web, $119.99, delivered straight to your door anywhere in the USA. The
120.
continental USA.
Can you imagine?
$130 to $120.
Can you imagine that being your job? Stuffing all those chickens into ducks, into turkeys, into
Someone's got to do it.
somebody's got it.
It's got to get done. Someone's doing it right
Somebody
fucking
is
now, maybe.
stuffing them right now.
Right now they're out of stock. Somebody's got to put them back in stock. It's happening.
Guess so, man.
$120.
Yeah. Wow.
But to be honest, I don't know why. Maybe I'm a little bit jaded. That's not horrible.
That's pretty nice dinner. How much is a turkey? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Honestly, do you know how much a turkey is?
No.
No? What, like $30 maybe? Does that sound? I don't know.
Hey, Alexa, how much is a turkey?
Oh, you got Alexa here?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Even Alexa doesn't
Alexa
know.
has no idea.
That's amazing. Usually that bitch knows everything.
She'll try a Google search or something or whatever she does.
Yeah, I don't know how she gets her information, but even no.
Okay.
The most I know about turkeys is, like I said, I cooked with my mom a lot growing up, and I'm usually a big fan of brining your turkey.
Brining. Is that with vinegar?
Yeah, or something acidic for sure.
Okay.
So I would go with both apple cider vinegar, but mostly apple cider.
Okay.
And we bought one of those orange things that you usually see at the side of sporting events that usually eventually get dumped on the coach's
Oh, like a cooler.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So one of those fits a pretty decent sized turkey, and then it also obviously is water resistant or watertight and stuff
Right.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
And just going out and getting one and hoping it was cold enough and just leaving it outside in the frigid for like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Just sitting in all this stuff, throw some cloves in there, some cinnamon sticks.
And what does that do to it?
It just really lets it sink through.
Okay.
So if you do it, one year we did it with a cranberry juice and it dyed some of the meat pink, and people were like, did you not cook this all the way? Because all the way through, the meat had soaked in some of the color and it was pink.
Wow.
And we just were like, we were really like, oh my God, what's that? No. So if anybody's listening, that happens.
Yeah,
that can
okay.
happen.
And it makes it like juicy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And flavorful. The white meat even is really just like, in this case, it was super appley. Everything kind of came through.
That's cool.
It was super good.
Nice.
With that, guys, what's everybody else having for Thanksgiving? I know it's a little bit early, but send pictures, tag us in all the Instagrams, Facebooks, leave a comment down below if you're on YouTube. But with that, we are going to exit on out of this bro section and enter into the superhero section, where the first time we're talking about Scott Pilgrim versus the world. So like we said this week, talking about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Came out in 2010. Can't believe it's been that long already. Rated PG-13, an hour and 52 minutes. Starring Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Kieran Culkin, Anna Kendrick, Allison Pill, Aubrey Plaza, Jason Schwartzman. So many more in there. Ellen Wong, I should also mention. Right off the bat, I gotta say, how do you feel about Jason Schwartzman?
Jason Schwartzman?
Yeah, he plays Gideon Graves in this.
Oh, I hate him.
Bro, thank you so much. That's what I wanted to talk about. I was watching this and I get he's the villain and all that, but there's almost a point where I was like, ugh, I don't want to watch this. I can't. I want to punch him in the face for real. He's that snobbish and annoying.
Yeah, definitely. Perfect for the part.
Perfect for it, which makes me think, how much is really acting? Are you the greatest actor ever? I doubt it. You're probably just a bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
It also makes me think of Funny People. If you've seen that, he's roommating with Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill. And he's it's Adam Sandler is also in it. It's a Judd Apatow movie. It's super long for most people, and it also does the Judd Apatow thing of being 2 movies in one, where the first movie's really funny and then there's some serious stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But he plays a guy who's a slightly successful actor on a kind of hit show. So he's making more than his wannabe stand-up comedian roommates, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And at one point it's he comes in and he goes, can you not leave your $50,000 checks for your shitty TV show on my pillow? And he's like, oh, did I do that again? Oh, silly me. They just keep writing me these checks and I don't know what to do with all of them. And I'm like, fuck you, Jason Schwartzman. Yeah, he sucks a little bit.
Definitely.
But Michael Cera kind of really takes this entire movie as the titular character of Scott Pilgrim. At this point in time, he was in so much. Mm-hmm. and somehow still stands out in this movie.
Right.
It's so good.
So
and
good.
he's really funny in it. And what I can't decipher, what I can't think of, like, could you think of anybody else who could play the part like that?
No, definitely not. I couldn't think. And it wasn't written for him.
Yeah.
It was written for him to play it originally.
The guy who
Edgar?
had in mind, was watching Arrested Development, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And he was super young, but like they still liked the idea of it. And then by the time it got out of its own Arrested Development, if you will, he was much older. And they're like, fucking Michael, yes, we wrote this pretty much with you in mind.
Right.
So it does. The more I looked at it, I was like, I can't imagine. Because like one of my favorite parts is during the first fight with the first Evil X. It's like, what are you wearing? Are you a pirate? And he goes, are you a pirate? And it's just so sincere that he asks him that. It's just so fucking funny where I'm thinking like, who else could do that? And he really fucking kills it, to be honest.
He does. Yeah. Perfect for the part. That's for sure.
We're past McLovin, or not McLovin. He was the other one. And Juno and stuff. That part kind of seems to be the same all around, where here it just fits so well. And then on top of that, the aesthetic of this movie is super insane.
Yeah. It just feels like it was like almost like anime a little bit. Like kind of the fast pace and like nobody's blinking at all. Did you notice that?
I've never noticed that, but I've got to notice it next time.
They would not blink. Nobody blinks in the movie, so it has like that like kind of anime feel. Like that dude Edgar Wright wrote it, and like if people blinked in the scene, even though they did it perfectly, he would do it again. So there's no blinking at all.
I got to go through and watch it again. That's such a great fucking fact. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
So like you just mentioned, I was going to bring up anybody who's thinking about it. Edgar Wright, he just most probably recently known for Baby Driver, but in the long run tune is known for hooking up with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg and doing Shaun of the Dead, The World's End. Probably Hot Fuzz in between there, if I'm not mistaken. I know him as the guy who almost did Ant-Man.
Oh, okay.
In Marvel Studios, and he got fired from it.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking weird?
That's crazy.
It really is. Like, it's really weird when you were supposed to do this, and then you get fired, and that movie comes out, and it's okay. It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
And you come out and do Baby Driver, and you're just like, fuck you. Because Baby Driver, have you seen it?
No.
It's cool, dude. You want to talk about, like, awesome, weird attention to detail? Can I do a little spoilers for you? Do you mind? I mean, it's almost even in the trailer of this dude wears headphones. Okay. And he does it because I think he has some sort of tinnitus. So he's got ringing. So sometimes if you listen with 5.1 on and he's got one headphone in and one out, you can hear the music playing over here as a dull ring plays on the other side of your 5.1.
Wow.
Like just weird shit like that.
Yeah.
Which is just awesome. And his style that you see a little bit in Scott Pilgrim also, it's a little bit toned down, but it still plays out really well in this of like hearing a song and having the lyrics kind of play into the building work and stuff like that.
And this was his first like North American film that he did?
Scott?
Edgar.
Scott Pilgrim?
Scott Pilgrim was, yes.
Was his first one? Yeah, that would make sense. I think so.
And like he wanted to only, because he's from the United Kingdom, right? He didn't want any like British actors in it, but the first Evil X was a British actor, but he didn't know until after they casted him, but he was the only one.
Didn't they grow up like really close to each other actually, or they knew each other from the same place, or at the very end of the day, he was just like, oh yeah, that place too.
Yeah, true.
That's so fucking funny.
Right.
That one was pretty good out of all the Evil X's. So hold on for anybody who doesn't know. Just IMDb says, in a magically realistic version of Toronto, a young man must defeat his new girlfriend's 7 evil exes one by one in order to win her heart. It's a pretty good description of it, actually. And the other thing, like they said, is in a version of Toronto, like they were really there. Most of that stuff is really shot on location because a lot of the book was drawn to look like that. Which I think is fun. It adds an element. You know, that is one thing that I do kind of like about Marvel books, let's say, is like, we're swinging down New York Avenue and shit like that. Like, oh, look at that. And Whereas Gotham and Metropolis, Star City, shit like that doesn't really exist. So to know and go, I could sit on those fucking swings in that scene.
Right.
Or I can see those stairs in which Chris Evans' character eventually did
It's like a place.
grindy thing on it. Yeah.
Yeah. True.
So the first one we talked about was the pirate guy.
Mm-hmm.
The second Evil X then was who? Chris Evans?
Chris Evans, yeah.
That was super fun. So let's talk about that too, if you do or do not know, all the different comic book characters who show up in here. So Chris Evans, Captain America,
right.
but he also played Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four. And he was in The Losers, which is another property. So this is his third or fourth time. We also have Brie Larson showing up there as Envy Adams, who is Captain Marvel. Her boyfriend Todd, Brandon Routh, once played Superman. Actually did it twice, I believe, and played the Atom as well. Who else can I think of? That might be it. Oh no, at one point, Thomas Jane shows up and he played the Punisher. There's a lot of crossover there.
Yeah, definitely.
But Chris Evans is in here playing a douchey version of an action star. This is one of the things that I really like about the movie is there's a lot of fighting in it, and there's a lot of good fighting in it.
Definitely.
I didn't want to bash Shang-Chi, which is the most recent Marvel film, at least free on Disney Plus and shit. But they were way too worried about the world in which the fighting was in, where I was watching Scott Pilgrim going this is better. It really looked like Michael Cera was doing it.
Right.
Which was really super cool. It looked like he was taking those blocks and stuff and throwing punches and shit.
Definitely.
But this other one, it was too worried about the bus spinning out of control or whatever. But out of all the X fights, which one do you like the most?
Which one do I like the most? I like Todd, his Envy's current boyfriend in the movie.
Yeah, he's the one with vegan powers.
I like the vegan powers one. That one's super funny. I like the Chris Evans ones, like him getting him oh, you won't do that huge rail on a skateboard, and then he does it, and then that's how he
you
dies.
Can egg me onto this? And it's there's girls watching. I'm bored.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. Yeah. What were some other ones?
There was the one that's, kind of funny in there where she was quote unquote bi-curious, because the reason they can't say
right.
seven evil ex-boyfriends specifically is because one girl does show up.
Oh, yeah.
And the way they defeat her is by bringing her to climax by tickling the back of her.
Yeah. And Ramona,
that I thought was really
Ramona
funny.
fights her, and then she's like, well, you can't defeat me, Scott does. And then Ramona grabs Scott's hands and starts fighting her with Scott.
Again, another great use of fucking martial arts and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when she's doing the hands, that kind of makes sense in the terms of I can stand behind you, grab your wrists, and move your arms. Anybody can kind of do that. But eventually starts using her foot to hook around his ankle and the back of his knee to block and throw kicks.
Yeah, that's cool.
And when you watch it looks like she's really puppeteering him in a way. And it's fucking amazing martial arts in this movie that doesn't make sense to be that's the greatest part about it. I don't know if people would get it. If everybody doesn't get it, that wouldn't surprise me. Just the way the animation kind of works into it, the fast pacing, the craziness of it, of him being oh, my hair's shaggy, and without seeing him getting a hat and putting it on, in the next frame, it's just on.
Yeah.
And people not seeing that. I also love too when Knives, his ex-girlfriend Scott's, goes and knocks on the door. Kieran Culkin, his roommate, answers, and she goes, "Hi, is Scott here?" And behind you hear the running, and he jumps out the window, and he goes, "Nah, he just left." That type of weird humor, and then knowing also in that this amazing kung fu is going on. It is a rare beast of a movie that has aged beautifully, because of which the humor is current, but it's not, the action is definitely not outdated or anything like that.
No. What was another one? The twins. I like the battle. When they do the the battle of the bands or whatever.
It's stage versus stage.
Stage versus stage, yeah. And then eventually these big apparitions come up and fight each other, which was crazy.
I love that idea of the music creating a monster of sorts. So we're talking about, they are twins. So as they kind of DJ and play music and shit like that, dual dragons come out and like fuck up the band, and the band starts playing this awesome music that creates like an abominable
minotaur?
snowman
Yeah.
kind of looking motherfucker. Like, oh really? I thought it was more like chimpish almost.
You're
like,
right. You're right. Kind of like chubbier, kind
gorilla-ish. Yeah,
gorilla.
smallish. Like
with the horns, though, right? Or no?
I don't know. I'd have to re-see
I don't
it.
remember, but like, yeah.
And like that idea is really cool of the music creating that.
And then it was like verses, and then it's like them two fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is cool.
It really
And then it was like playing music off kind of deal. It was fucking sick.
Which is something too, if anybody hasn't heard our last episode, we talked about music a lot. You are a musician of sorts of like, would you take that superpower, just walking around with your guitar and stuff, just be able to like, like creating
That would be cool.
a monster and shit like that would, I'm
That's a good
surprised somebody
superhero.
hasn't done that yet.
Yeah. No, that would be sick.
It would, like, I love that fucking idea of it just because he's super angry at that point because he sees Gideon for the first time.
Right.
And just their response. I also really want to shout out his band because, like, those two other people, like, because Scott's the bassist,
Right.
the drummer is even one of his exes,
Yeah.
and the other guy,
Yeah.
they carry the movie too, like a
Right.
lot of it's on Scott, but everybody else who comes to play is really super well in their position, and just executes super good.
True. And they all had to learn their instruments too. And they're actually like playing them
That's
to
hard.
some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said that like Scott had to or Michael had to like dumb down his bass a little bit for the band, but they all were like playing their instruments.
Super impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, super cool.
And then finally we have the battle there, I guess, of just finally Gideon, where we get to see fucking Jason Schwartzman get his ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about this is at, I think, the end of the fight we were just talking about with the twins, he gets an extra life. So he goes through this level, this thing of wanting to get to Gideon to fight him. And Gideon says to him, let me get this straight. You want to fight him? No, you want to fight me for her? And it's a pretty funny part where he goes, was that not clear? And he looks over at the band and he goes, was that not clear? And the band goes, I don't know. And eventually he goes, well, why would you want to do that? And he goes, because I love her. And a sword appears out of his chest. And it's like, Scott gained the power of love. And they fight with that, which is super fun. Again, another great idea, another thing that works well in a comic book that you wouldn't think would work well on screen, that Edgar's like, oh, no, I'll make it fucking work. Like, I'm going to get this to work and shit.
It definitely did.
But it's not great enough. The story doesn't work out. Scott gets killed. But he's got that extra life, and he's brought back to the point. One more quick shout out of like, as he realizes he's going to go to this first fight that I was talking about, super duper action. He's pulling on his wristbands and it's going, whoo, whoo, and the camera's cutting quick and fast and triumphant music. And then it goes to him tying his shoes. Pace stops, music stops, and it's him left over right. And he's just tying his shoes super clumsily compared to everything else. Like that timing is super great. But anyway, he gets a second chance. And now he gets down there and Gideon asks this time, let me get this straight. You want to fight me for her? And he goes, no, I want to fight you for me. And this time a different sword pops out and Scott gained the power of self-respect. And that too, I thought was really fucking great and really... really good. And then at the end, it just kind of finishes out with him really truly understanding that, of like that awesome speech of, I kind of cheated on you both and I'm sorry, can we all be friends?
Right.
And then the nega Scott shows up and you think there's going to be this showdown, but no, they just go out, oh yeah,
They're
we're gonna
buddies.
get waffles and stuff like that.
Yeah, so funny. And then like Ramona is like leaving, and then she expects him to like stay with Knives, and then Knives is like, no, you should go for her. And then he goes, and they're like, we should try again. Yeah, and then super sweet ending.
It really is. And it
Yeah.
left so much open. And I wonder if we'd ever come back to these characters. Would you want to do that, or would you want to leave this door sealed where it was? Because we are talking now 11 years.
Yeah, I mean, if they did it again, I would still watch it. I'd hope it'd be good. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it would ruin this movie for me.
Now, IMDb here has a rating of 7.5 out of 10. I'd call that a C+. What would you say? You agree?
For me, I mean, I love it. So I would say it's like a B+, definitely.
I would have to agree. I
Yeah.
think it's a good 8.8, almost a 9 and stuff like that. To be honest, I don't know. I might give it the A. I
Yeah.
might give it a flat out 9.
I just love it. Yeah, it wasn't received well, right, when it first came out.
I don't
Like
think
it tanked at the box office, right?
Yeah, for whatever reason, and maybe I should have looked it up.
Yeah.
I can't remember why, but I don't think that it tanked so much as just went unnoticed.
Right.
Like something else must have come out in and
Yeah.
around that time that just didn't.
And then it
have
became
it.
like a cult classic kind
Yeah.
of deal. Yeah.
I don't think that a lot of people understood the reference to the comic book.
Right.
Or is it technically a manga? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, sorry for my ignorance, guys. But whatever it is based off a previously established IP
Yeah.
inside a graphic medium, we'll say. Once it came out, I don't think that was connected. It came out, and then people said, "Oh, you don't know about this?" Almost
Right. And they
And
already
then-
missed it. And then people watched it later on. Yeah.
Yep, and it became culty, and then the books became cool and culty, and all that kind of
There's a video game, right?
maybe.
I thought so. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim video game. But
Have you ever seen Kick Ass?
Kick Ass. Is that the stunt dude? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I don't know. No, Kick Ass is a guy in New York, and he dresses up in a green suit. He's got battalions, but he has no real superpowers. It's a really down to earth superhero movie of like real life superheroing, though. Like
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Nick Cage is in the first one.
Yes, okay. I know what you're saying.
Oh.
What was I thinking of? The stunt dude where he's... You ever seen that movie where he's like a wannabe Evil Knievel?
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod. That's what I'm thinking of. That movie.
I've tried to watch that movie twice now, and I can't get into it. I don't know why.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny. It gets like I just love his relationship with his dad, where he's just like, "I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna like get your heart fixed so I can beat the shit out of you." That's the whole movie. He's just trying to fix his like stepdad or dad's heart just so he can fight him for real.
That's all right. Maybe I'll give it one more try then.
Yeah.
But this movie, though, yeah, 9.0. I think I also said sorry about that. In terms of a sequel, we talked about. All in all, I really enjoy this movie. I really like talking with you about it. I appreciate you coming out and talking about it 100%, man.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be back.
No, I'm
Yeah.
really happy to have you back. Like I said, I listened to our previous one where I was like, hopefully he comes back. So it already came true. Hopefully you come back for Trace, and number 3 we'll do. Find
Yeah.
something cool to watch. Maybe, to be honest, you might like Kick-Ass because it's super hardcore. It's super hardcore. There's like blood and stuff, and
Kick ass. I
Rated
feel like
R.
maybe I've seen bits of it. I've never watched, like, probably never watched the whole thing. But that sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't know.
maybe we'll go for that one.
Yeah, let's try it.
Dude, thanks
Yeah.
again so much for coming, hanging out, being on Buds, Bros, and Superheroes for another time. I really, truly do say this all the time. It doesn't mean I any less. Like, time is very short. You just worked a full day and shit, too. I'm sure you're ready to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming and hanging out for as long as you did. Really, truly, thank you so much.
Of course, no problem at all. Thanks for having me, dude.
Thanks for everybody out there listening. If you want to get in touch, interact at all, make sure to find us on all those social medias, on the YouTube, the Facebook, Instagram, all those things. Getting back to Twitter soon, like I said. In the meantime, just word of mouth would be great. If you know a friend who likes Buds, Bros, and Superheroes, it'd be great because I got a show for them. Thanks so much, guys. My name has been Nick James. I've been joined by the wonderful
Andrew.
Buds, Bros, and Superheroes are out of here.